You can look at this guy and just like tell that he has mommy issues. Hey everyone, welcome back. What? My dog is looking at me so weird.
Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the camera? You're rolling over. No.
Don't look at my address. Oh, I'm gonna have to screenshot that. We have so few pictures together because she's really sweet, but she's not very snuggly. So like a
Cuddle is rare.
As many of you may know, the Reading Rush is coming up next month. Ooh. And I've actually never participated in the traditional Reading Rush thing. The only one that I participated in was when quarantine started, when they did the little miniature one. And I had a lot of fun. Like a lot. I loved it. So if you haven't seen the Reading Rush video or challenges yet, I'll link them in my description for you to go look at. They all sound really fun, and I'm just excited to like read with purpose again. I have only read one book since the quarantine Reading Rush happened. And that one book, it was traumatizing. The first book I'll be reading is The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. And this book meets 5 of the reading challenges, and there are only 7 total. So I'm doing pretty good here. The first challenge that this one meets is to read a book with the color of your birthstone. I'm a Libra. My birthstone is sapphire, so this like dark blue is, that's what we're calling this. I don't know if this is technically sapphire, but we're gonna call it sapphire because I said so. You're not the book police. The second goal that it meets is to read a book that starts with the word the. So, the. It's right there. Did you see it? Did you find it? It's right there. The next goal that this meets is number 4, which is the first book that you touched. This is the first book that I have physically picked up since the quarantine Reading Rush. So I think that meets the criteria right there. And then it also meets goal 6, which is to read a book with the genre that you've always wanted to read more of. So most of you probably don't know this, but I am writing a sci-fi fantasy novel right now. And to be honest, I haven't read that much sci-fi. I've read a lot of fantasy, but not much sci-fi. The only sci-fi I've read was the Lunar Chronicles, which is fantastic. If you have not read that, please do. It's phenomenal. The only other book I read was Burning something. It's over there. Let me go check. Brightly Burning. That's what it is. Didn't like it. You can tell by the fact that I didn't even remember the title. So if you have any sci-fi recommendations, please leave those down below. Would greatly appreciate it. The next goal that this meets is goal 7, which is to read a book that takes place on a continent that you don't currently live. I butchered that one, so you're just gonna have to like go look at the bottom because I can't help you. I think I'm hungry. So my brain is like, food? Pizza's on its way, but I'm deteriorating anyways. So clearly, because this takes place in space, it does not take place on my continent. Gold star to the loneliest girl in the universe who takes up 5 of the 7 challenges. 5. She's doing it. One of the next challenges is to read a book and Am I secretly part lizard? Okay, anyways, I lost my complete train of thought. The next challenge is to read a book that was inspired by a movie you've already seen. So I have to have already seen the movie but not have read the book. So this one was a little difficult. First of all, I read a lot of books that turn into movies. Second of all, Libby doesn't always have ones that I would like or am looking for. So yeah, but I found The Giver. I saw that movie. I liked it. And I heard that the book is even better because it normally always is. So I'm very excited for that. And that book is also going to meet the challenge of reading a book outside your house. I plan to take little Sophia on long walks while listening to the audiobook on Libby. If you don't know what Libby is, it's a free app where you can access free books and audiobooks through your library. So as long as you have a library card, you can get free books. So in quarantine, you don't even have to go to the library. Just sit in your bed. Borrow or put a hold on a book that you want. Magic. When I was visiting my grandparents, I showed them this app and they were blown away. And I'm so happy that they don't have to put themselves in more risk in order to get books because they're big readers. They love to read. So technically, those two books cover all 7 challenges. However, there's also the book club book that goes around with the reading rush. And that book is called Such a Fun Age, which I'm very excited to read, not only because it sounds good, but also because Libby has the book and audiobook available. So I will be able to read one of the forms of the book, which it's all we can ask for out here, you know? If I end up meeting all of those challenges and reading those 3 books, which I'm a slow reader, so that's a feat by itself. But if for some reason I'm jazzed, I'm moving, I'm grooving, and I'm feeling it, then I will also read The Odyssey. Now, I have this book in graphic novel form, which is super exciting. I got this at a thrift store, actually, a few months ago, and before quarantine happened or anything. And I was like, I saw this and I was like, The Odyssey. First of all, I've never read that. Second of all, that's a classic. Third of all, I haven't read a classic since high school forced me to. And that was a real awful time. But as some of you may know, I just graduated with my education degree, secondary education degree. So I'm gonna be forced to make teenagers read content that they don't wanna read. And I don't wanna read. So somewhere we need to fit some fun. So I looked up who made these graphic novels, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of options. So I'm thinking if I read this and it's good, then maybe I can convince the hypothetical school that I'm going to be working at to purchase graphic novels for the students to read instead of boring black and white text that doesn't even make sense to them. Because let's face it, most of the classics that we read, like classic literature, like out of the big giant literature books, most of it we didn't understand. And the teachers didn't understand, so they couldn't even properly teach us how to understand it in the first place. So I'm really rooting for this one, for this guy. I'm just thinking about, honestly, take yourself back to middle school, high school. How much more would you have enjoyed yourself if you got to read comic versions of stories that you wouldn't have previously understood, maybe? Because a lot goes on with context clues, looking at someone's expression and their body language. How much more would you have understood the story that you were reading if you were given a visual? Anyways, even if I don't end up reading it during the Reading Rush week, I will definitely read it soon this summer to see how it goes. Plus, like, who couldn't love that guy? I mean, wow, he looks like a meme ready to happen. You know what? If you meme this in the comments, meme this please, because that just, I noticed in all my excitement, I didn't even say which challenges this book met. It meets the challenge and also the genre you want to read more of challenge. Not because I necessarily like classics, but because I'm going to have to teach them. So I want to have a better understanding. I want to actually enjoy what I have to teach so that my students can enjoy it as well. And that's really the main goal here. So yeah, now my hand hurts. That is my Reading Rush TBR, to be read, in case you're not familiar with that term. This is a very conditional TBR. You will not be getting TBRs from me because I don't stick to them. I'll probably stick to this one because there's rules, so there's more of a likelihood that I will, but in general, if I say like, I'm gonna read these books, they'll still be here like 9 years from now because I hate being told what to do, even by myself, which makes no sense. Am I crazy? Maybe, probably. But life could always use a little flavor. Pizza's here! Oh my god. When the serotonin hits immediately. Anyways, this is probably really gross. You probably don't want to watch me eat pizza. If you enjoy this weird content, like, subscribe, comment. Actually, you know what? If you made it this far, comment what Disney character you think are on my pajama pants right now. Yes, I'm wearing pajama pants with a dress. Mind your business. Bye!